This is the Washington Times front page for Monday, September 25th, 2023. Thanks for joining us. I'm George Gerbo. Calls for New Jersey Democratic Senator Bob Menendez to resign intensified from within his party after federal bribery charges and accusations of public corruption. Ramsey Touchberry and Tom Howe report Representatives Eric Swalwell of California, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez of New York, and Don Beyer of Virginia joined the growing list of current and former elected Democrats pressuring Menendez to resign. New York prosecutors say nearly $500,000 in cash, gold bars, and a luxury car were among the gifts that Menendez and his wife accepted from 3 New Jersey businessmen in exchange for information that would benefit them and the Egyptian government. The United Auto Workers has expanded its strike to target Stellantis and General Motors as members walked off the job at 38 parts distribution centers across 20 states. Jeff Murdoch reports workers at the 3 Midwestern facilities, a GM assembly plant in Wentzville, Missouri, a Stellantis factory in Toledo, Ohio, and a Ford plant in Wayne, Michigan, were the first to walk off the job. More than 5,600 UAW members work at the latest strike locations, bringing the number walking the picket line to 18,300. UAW President Shawn Fain said the expanded strike doesn't target Ford because the automaker is serious about reaching a deal. The Supreme Court will soon take up a case which strikes at the heart of the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau's budget-setting powers. Alex Sawyer and Stephen Dinan report the latest case is a landmark legal battle over the separation of powers that legal experts say could have implications reaching the Federal Reserve. The court will determine whether Congress can relinquish its power of the purse to another branch of government. The Fifth U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals last year ruled against the CFPB, reasoning that Congress illegally surrendered its power to appropriate funds. A former FBI official claims the Justice Department pushed for an aggressive approach to search for classified documents at Donald Trump's home after overruling agents who wanted to try to gain the former president's cooperation. Kerry Pickett and Stephen Dinan report former Washington Field Office Director Stephen D'Antonio said in a deposition that he and his agents recommended that government attorneys talk with Trump's attorneys about turning over the documents. The deposition was released last week by congressional Republicans. And finally, a big question as the annual UN General Assembly concludes is whether the Biden administration has managed to garner fresh support from the global South to align behind U.S. priorities on the world stage. Guy Taylor reports administration officials say they rallied key support at the gathering from developing nations on the fence over whether to side with the U.S. and its allies against Russia, China, and other autocratic powers. Some analysts said the administration fell short of the mark if it thinks it swayed developing nations in Africa, South America, Asia, and the Middle East to change their tune on the war in Ukraine. Find all of today's front page stories at WashingtonTimes.com/front page or on the Washington Times app, and find us wherever you get your podcasts. Just search Washington Times in your favorite podcast app. You can also find us on social media at Wash Times for breaking news, sports, commentary, and more. The Washington Times. I'm George Gerbo.